You are listening to the Happy, Healthy, Hot Mom Summit, where you will discover how to be fit, sexy, and energized, even if you are a busy mom. With your host, top female fat loss and hormone specialist, Dr. Michelle Sands.
Hey moms, it's Dr. Michelle. I'm here today and I am so excited to be sitting down with Maria Kang of No Excuse Mom. She is the mother of three. She has three little sons. She's the wife to a former Marine, and she has done some amazingly incredible things in the field of health and fitness when it comes to inspiring and empowering women to be healthy and fit and sexy on their own terms. So we're going to talk to her today about her No Excuse Mom movement, and we're going to talk to her about goal setting and why it's important. And she has a special little number. The number 3 is what she bases a lot of her teachings on. So we're going to get into the power of 3 with Maria. So listen in, grab a pen and pencil, and be sure to download her free gift because it's super duper valuable. So I will see you on the other end. Listen in. Hi, welcome back to the Happy, Healthy, Hot Mom Summit. I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Sands, and today we have with us Maria Kang from No Excuse Moms. Welcome, Maria.
Hi, Michelle. Thanks for having me.
Oh, wonderful. It's so great to have you here. And you're one of the people who I kind of started following when I found out I was pregnant. There's a few people that I started following because I've always been into health and fitness, and I'm a, health professional. And so I was, didn't want to have my pregnancy take all my fitness away. So it was nice to look up to people like you who have several children and still look fabulous and feel fabulous.
Thank you.
Awesome. So for people who haven't heard of you or No Excuse Moms, can you tell us what a No Excuse Mom is in your own words?
No Excuse Mom is it's really basic. It's just a mom who really prioritizes her health and understands that in order to raise a healthy child, you need to be a healthy parent. And despite the challenges that we face, to be breadwinners, to be the cook, the laundry person. I mean, the many hats that moms wear on a daily basis, the biggest hat we need to wear is let's make sure that we're taking care of our health, because if we're not healthy, we can't do everything else.
That's so true. So have you always been into health and fitness, or is this something that started later in your life?
I've never played a sport in my life. My mom, was a young mother, and she had children in a row, just like I did. So she had 4 children, all 1 year apart, and we just didn't have the resources at the time, and she never took care of her health. And so I saw her struggle with a lot of health-related issues growing up, and it made me really sad because here was this hardworking, incredible woman, but her health was really declining. And so I told myself that I wanted to be healthy. I started learning about food and about exercise at a young age. I mean, I did all of the different diets. I've tried Atkins, I've tried, juicing and all that stuff, and I failed a lot. I struggled with my weight, and I started learning about exercise through doing DVDs. Actually, it was actually VHS, back then. So I started doing step exercises and
What is called aerobics, right?
yeah. So I'm pretty old school. So it took me a long time to really figure out my groove. And once I figured out my groove, that's when I really started to share with the world what I learned and what worked best for me.
Awesome. That's so awesome. And for people that don't know, you have a huge community now of moms who not only look to you for support, but look to other fitness professionals and each other for support,
Yeah.
which is so wonderful.
Yeah.
So in your groups, it's a common term that I hear is non-scale victory. So can you talk a little bit about what that is and why it's important?
We love the non-scale victory, also known as NSVs, because we focus, especially as women, focus so much on the weight. I mean, I don't even jump on the scale because I know it's going to instantly depress me, because you shouldn't really define yourself by a number. Your success is really indicative of how you feel inside, some of your internal numbers like your blood pressure, how's your blood sugar going, how's your fitness level, how fast can you run a mile, how many push-ups can you do. Just because someone's thin and they are of low body weight does not mean that they're healthy.
Yes.
Health comes in various sizes, shapes, and ages, and it's really important for us to focus on the non-scale victories, not just what's shown on the scale.
I think that is just huge. I mean, that right there, people can take away just focusing on non-scale victories. If they don't listen to the rest of this interview and that's all they take away, that is
Yeah.
so impactful, especially for women. We're always, trying to compare ourselves to celebrities and models and, Photoshop fake women.
Yeah.
And it can be very, very devastating, both emotionally and physically and spiritually. And
Oh, yeah.
for some women, that's enough to like make them just stop working out altogether because they get frustrated. So like focusing on that non-scale victory is huge.
And like, some of my non-scale victories that I've achieved this past year or even this past several years is to just not mindlessly snack. That's a big one, to not use food as comfort, to not feel as bloated as I usually did because I had foods that were inflamed my belly all the time. Starting to learn how to run better, actually liking to run is a huge non-scale victory. Or even just
liking it. I think liking it, like
liking it, or even just feeling good in your in a dress is a non-scale victory. So there's so many different ways that you can measure success, and it doesn't have to be on a scale.
awesome. So in your book and in the group, the number 3 seems to be very important. It comes up a lot. So you talk about the number 3 and how you relate that number to a lot of different areas.
Yeah, 3. I think I follow the keep it simple, silly kind of person. The formula. I think there's a lot of just information out there, and it's really important to minimize and simplify how you approach life. And so I like the number 3. It's a very sacred and simple number. You see it everywhere. And I believe that it takes 3 days to identify an excuse, 3 weeks to break a habit. I mean, that's 21 days, right? That's
right.
And then it takes 3 months for a total transformation. And 3 comes from the seasons. It comes from a baby's growth spurt. I mean, it's always measured within 3 months or 12 weeks. And I use that a lot in my book. Besides how long it's going to take to really complete a goal, you really need to focus on the 3 macronutrients. You can't just eliminate one, like carbohydrates. You need to have carbohydrates, fats, and protein. I think you need to not just focus on cardio. You need to focus on cardio, strength, and flexibility training. So the 3, again, is just everywhere. So I like to simplify things, and that's why I really focused on that throughout the entire No More Excuses diet book.
Yeah, that's great. So you have like 3 stages of evolution. You have the 3 macronutrients. 3 fitness. So yeah, it's easy to remember. And
Yeah.
always if you forget, like, okay, I'm doing cardio, I did strength, but there's one more. So it's really easy for people to remember. But you mentioned just now when you were talking about it takes 3 days to recognize excuses. Can you talk about that a little bit more so people can know, like we could start figuring that out for ourselves?
Well, I think that everyone has something that holds them back. And the first day or 2 that you're on this journey towards better health, it's just you have this momentum, and everybody usually does pretty good. But we all realize that if we're sugarholics, if we have a hard time waking up in the morning, if we get very tired at certain parts of the day, I mean, we can identify that. We can identify it not just by experiencing it in those 3 days, but also just really reflecting. So that's a big part of my book, and just how even my whole website, mariaking.com, I have like 10 years of reflections. That's all I pretty much do is reflect on what I did and what I can improve on, because we all have been on a diet. We all have strived in the past to be a healthier person, but what has prevented us in the past? So let's take those 3 days and really examine what have we been doing that has been preventing us from being our best self.
That's very important. I think a lot of times we're focused so much on the external and what information we can get from all these different sources, when a lot of the information is right within ourselves.
Yeah.
You did a great job of explaining that.
Yeah, and I think that, by the way, you're right. I think that a lot of people are seeking so many outside sources for answers, but really the answer is within yourself. And it starts with the question, what's your excuse?
I love that. So you talk also a lot about goal setting and the importance of goal setting. So
Yeah.
why is it important to set a goal, and what kind of goals can people set to improve their health, fitness, and their life?
Well, I think number 1, you need to set a goal that's realistic and achievable. And you need to create a deadline, a timeline that creates some urgency. For example, in a few weeks, it's going to be January 1st, and everyone's going to create resolutions, and they're going to say, I want to lose weight and eat better. But that's not enough. You need to be specific, and you need to truly desire it and create a time and a reward that you want to complete this by. So you have to say, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds of fat. I want to do this before my high school reunion that's coming up in April, and I need, and the reward is that pretty red dress that I want to wear on that day. Whether it's a reunion, whether it's a wedding, whether it's a vacation, whether it's your birthday, you need to identify an exact date and an exact specific goal for you to really focus on. And after you're done doing that, you need to create a plan, like a serious, plan that's not unachievable. Like you
Right.
can't say, I'm going to go from completely sedentary to working out 5 days a week. You need to start working out 3 days a week. And then
Exactly.
you can build from there. Remember, change begets change. It doesn't matter how much change. So a lot of people go from eating an average caloric intake of 3,000 calories, and then they go to 1,200, just like that. And of course they lose weight instantly. They're losing a lot of water weight. They're losing a little bit of fat, but they're really dropping the calories to a point where it's just not achievable and sustainable in the long run. So you need to and I talk about this on the book, you need to maybe drop your caloric intake 300 calories. You might not lose 5 pounds, but you'll lose 2 pounds a week. And by the time April comes along, you would have created a goal. You would have met your goal and have done it in a very healthy way. So I have a lot of tips for people who want to goal set. But the biggest thing is obviously to set a specific goal, a deadline, a reward, create a plan, and then just execute, and reflect on a weekly basis.
That's beautiful. I mean, it carries true in almost every area of your life. But I remember when I was doing ultra marathons and I was a runner and going from marathon to ultra marathon, my coach would have me add on just a little tiny bit of mileage each week instead of okay, now you're going to run 50 miles all at once. No, and it doesn't happen that way. The same thing like you're explaining with the diet. You can't go from everything to nothing. You have to kind of incrementally go down. And that's how we teach our kids to do things. We have them do a little bit one day and then they do a little bit more when you're riding a bike, whatever you're doing. So I really love that analogy and just putting it into action for people. So for moms that don't know, you actually have a huge network of No Excuse Moms. I don't know if it's around the world or the country, but I know it's all around the country at least. So how can they get involved in that?
So we have No Excuse Mom groups throughout the world. We have over 300 free workout locations in 25 countries. And so it's pretty incredible. You can pretty much go on noexcusemom.com, add in your zip code or your country and city, and find a group near you. And if you don't have one, I really encourage you to contact us and to begin one, because you don't need a lot of education behind you. You just need passion and a desire to connect with the community. And one of the other things that I talk about regarding the number 3 is to have accountability partners. You have to have a mentor, someone who's been through it, someone who's going to guide you, who can give you inspiration and motivation. You have to have a supporter, someone who's kind of next to you, maybe it's your spouse or your best friend, who's going to say, you go, you can do this. And then you have to have followers, people that look up to you, who depend on you. Maybe it's your child, maybe it's other people who are more unhealthy than you are. But all of these people keep you accountable. They're more important. This type of environment is more important than the environment in your home. It's really the people and the energy that you place there. And so that's why I really encourage people to connect, not just with yourself, but with everyone around you, especially in this online space that we call No Excuse Moms. So we have No Excuse Moms on Facebook, we have them on Instagram, and we have them in local communities. And you can go to noexcusemom.com and find a free location near you where you can work out for free with a person that is just as passionate about prioritizing health as you are.
And that's beautiful. It's so nice to not have to go it alone. You have like-minded moms all around the world who can go do this with you. So that's great. And then Maria, so you have your book called No Excuse Moms, right? The book is called No Excuse Moms as well.
It's called The No More Excuses Diet.
The No More Excuses Diet. Okay. And that's available on Amazon or?
It's on Amazon. It's in Barnes & Noble. Awesome. It was in Target. I don't think it's there anymore.
Right. I've seen it at Target before. Awesome. And then today you actually have a free gift for the viewers who are watching, correct?
Yeah, so everyone who is watching right now, go ahead and go to mariakang.com, add your email to the pop-up window, and you will get a free ebook. And that's going to get you started on the first 3-month journey, because it's going to be several. I've gone through so many 3-month journeys since I was 18, but that's how I break it down. So you'll get the whole startup kit with a 3-month journey.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. That's a great place to start. And then definitely, we'll put the link below to both the place where you can get the ebook and also the website No Excuse Mom, so that you can go ahead and put your zip code in and find that group near you. Thank you so much, Maria, for coming. It's been so awesome and just so informational.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you received a lot of value out of this interview. I know that I did. I want you to open up to the possibility of making this new year the greatest opportunity that you have had so far to improve your life. This is about breaking out of paradigms. It's about learning the art of living. It is about honoring who you are as a woman as you discover who you are as a mother. It is about taking care of your body, mind, and spirit so that you can take better care of your family and be a shining example, a role model for your children so that they can grow up to be healthy, happy, and successful. I promise to continue to bring you educational, empowering, and inspiring content to help you achieve the body that you dream about and the life that you are meant to live. Stay tuned for more value-packed interviews and be sure to check out all the resources on my website, metabolicmama.com. Until next time, wishing you a happy, healthy, hot day. Take care, mamas.